Hi guys, this is FD for Certified.tv once more back with another video, and it's time for our 2K to 100K challenge portfolio progress update. It's exciting, right? It is exciting for me, even though the markets are bleeding badly. It's red everywhere. Anyway, let's see how our portfolio is doing. Our 2K to 100K challenge. So far, we are sitting on 18 projects from a selection pool of around 30. We selected 18 projects and we invested approximately $100 in each of those 18 projects. Some of them we invested a little bit higher, and I think we are approximately 76% or so through our budget. We got under 25% left, so there you go. We've already covered some of the projects I think we'll be adding to our 2K to 100K challenge. Again guys, what I'm going to share with you in this video is not financial advice. These are just my own opinions and sharing our public portfolio with you guys to see what we are doing, and we don't make things up. What we say is what we do, and we share how things are going, whether they're going good or they're going bad. That's the whole point. We need to be transparent. There are so many people out there who are so bearish, and I think majority of them, especially YouTubers and some crypto Twitter influencers, they probably missed out on the actual bottom and they want the price to come down again so that they can have a second chance. I don't know if the market will afford them that opportunity. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and find out. That's the whole point why you do not wait for an exact bottom as if you know what it is, because no one knows, including those people who are shouting for, guys, it will go down further, it will do this, it will do that. They're all guessing. Some people are using matrix and numbers that are not even related to the subject matter, which puzzles me. But there you go. Each to their own. I know what I know, and I'm trying to share what I know. And I've learned within this space, I've learned quite a few things. And one of the things I know is risk management should be the spine of what you do. And part of that risk management also involves you assessing what the project can actually do in the long term. What was the previous all-time high if the project has been in a bull market before? And if you actually believe in it, for example, with us, we are using our DYOR risk evaluation to assess the project strength and whether it is a good project for us to invest in. From there, then make some basic comparison of where we are, where the all-time high, and where the low could be. So if we are close to zero, then we are close to the all-time high. I don't care what price I enter. I'll just DCA from where we are. We go down, we go up if you got the funds. If in this case, in the case of our 2K to 100K, if you don't have any more funds because you've already maxed out your budget for that project, you do something else. For example, some of these things, some of these projects that are part of our 2K to 100K, they also form part of my private portfolio. So I've got different mechanisms I can use to keep DCA. It's not just limited to this. I'm also aware that the 2K to 100K challenge was specifically put together for the small players, those with smaller budgets, so I can understand where sometimes DCAing all the time is not possible. But if you have finished your budget or your funds, just sit tight. Don't do anything. Don't sell when it's this low. If you believe in the project, of course, if you've done your own research, of course, this is not financial advice. Of course, do your own research as well, guys. But we are not just taking things from thin air, okay? We are not using a magic wand. And no, I don't think it will go down. It could, but I don't think it will go down to the level some of these people are looking for. If anything, this is actually the consolidation before the market actually turns around. How long that will be, we don't know. In terms of Bitcoin, it's still above 20. Even if it goes down to 18, it's still above the 17.5 it went to. So no need to panic. This is what happens. Crypto is volatile. Don't panic. Anyway, on to our portfolio challenge updates, the progress. So the way we're going to go through this update is we just look at the total cost of our portfolio, what it was last week, what it is this week, percentage increase or decrease, and overall percentage. Okay. So price from last week versus this week, value of the portfolio for each project or coin last week versus this week, and then the overall value of our portfolio. Okay, that is the approach we're going to take. So we'll start with Moonbeam. Our original position was $106. Our last week's price was 76 cents, and the portfolio value was $76.36. This week the price has gone down to almost 61 cents, and the portfolio value is $60.80. So week on week it's gone down by 20.4%, which is quite a big drop, but that's crypto for you. Overall, the portfolio is down 42.6%. Pangolin portfolio cost was $110.16. Last week's price was just below 6 cents. Portfolio value for Pangolin DEX last week was $131.83. This week's price is 5.2 cents. Portfolio value this week is $110.79. Week on week, our portfolio value has dropped by 16%. Overall, though, we're still up by 0.6%. Yay! It's still up, okay? It's not a massive drop. Even some of the drops we are talking about, they're not massive in crypto terms, okay? Because some of the projects people open positioning during the last bull run, they are down 90-95%. So some of these percentages, they are nothing, okay? They're nothing. Things can recover, and you can recover some of these things within a a week, if not in a day. It's not financial advice or it's just my opinion. This is how I look at these things. I'm not neurotic when I'm looking at charts like this and prices like this where you see a red figure, red percentage. Oh, I'm going to sell and rebuy at a low. You buy and then it goes up and I'm going to miss out. You go in again. You don't do stuff like that. Our next one is Fala Network. Original cost of the portfolio was $109.14. Last week's price was 14 cents and portfolio value last week was $137.28. This week's price has come down. It's now 10.7 cents. Portfolio value $106.95. Week on week drop is 22.1%, and overall the portfolio is down 2%. Okay. Blockchain Monsters cost of portfolio was $104.11. Last week's price was 2 cents. Portfolio value last week was $96.16. This week's price is 1.5 cents approximately, and portfolio value this week is $87.55. Week on week the portfolio is down 9%. Overall we are down 15.9%. So that indicates we're down last week as well. We just added another 9% to the overall figure. Next up is Polkadex, one of our favorite DEXs or projects within our 2K to 100K challenge. Last week's price was $1.98 and portfolio value last week was $127.80, and the cost of that portfolio originally was $106. So last week we're up. This week's price is $1.84. Portfolio value this week is $118.88. Week on week the portfolio is down 7% and we are still up though, 11.8%. So the strength of entering or opening some of these positions at the near bottom or extremely low prices gives you the advantage in this case. So we're not panicking until we actually go negative by probably 2 or 3 multiples of what we're up by. That's my take anyway. Again, guys, this is not financial advice. Next up is Iagon. Original cost of portfolio was $120. Last week's price was 4.8 cents. Portfolio value was $48.56. This week's price is up a cent. Portfolio value is $50.39. Week on week, we are up 3.8%. However, we are still down overall 58%. So this is one of the worst performers. The one close to it is Moonbeam, which is 42.6%. Iagon still remains the worst performer so far, but it's kind of holding its price now for some reason. So maybe the effects of the Norman Bridge are now kind of behind us. Next up is the Graph Network. Original cost of the portfolio was $99.85. Last week's price was 14 cents. Value of portfolio last week was $144.71. This week's price is sitting at 10.5 cents. Portfolio value this week is $108.35. Week on week, we are down 25.1%. That's quite a big drop. And we are still up though, by the way. We are still up 8.5%. Okay, so this is what I was trying to articulate or to highlight last time. We had an update that some of these early positions we opened will cushion us against some of these huge drops, because 25% within a week is quite a massive drop, but you can also have that within a day or so in crypto. So it's quite possible. When that happens and you're still up, it's kind of comforting that, yeah, you probably have certain things correct there or certain things wrong. Next up is Gala Network. Original cost price of portfolio was $120.64. Last week's price was 32 cents and portfolio value was sitting at $161.65. This week's price is 22.5 cents. These prices, guys, that I'm sharing with you might not be the same when you view the video, because these were collected when we shot the video and it will go through a process before it's posted. So I'll take these numbers with a pinch of salt. If anything, they're just indicating as and when we selected or we pulled the figures from different platforms that we use. So this week's price for Akala, the ACA token, is 22.5 cents. Our portfolio is sitting at $114.80 and the portfolio week on week is down 29%. Overall, we are down 4.8%. So again, having dropped 29%, we are still down 4.8%. Still hope. Okay, most of these projects we've done enough DYOR. We are confident and we're comfortable with our position, so no need to panic whatsoever. Next up is Efinity. It's a Polkadot parachain developed by Engine. Original portfolio cost was $131.75. Last week's price was 17 cents and portfolio value last week was $164.85. This week's price is sitting at 14.5 cents. Our portfolio value this week is $138.01. This week versus last week, which is week on week, we are down 16.3%. However, the portfolio is still up 4.8%. Okay, so again, if you drop 16% and you are still a small percentage up, it's kind of comforting. It's reassuring that whatever method or process you are using is working, because this is the evidence. Again, guys, we may still go a lot lower from where we are, but I personally believe going low from where we are and the gains that we could potentially gain with our portfolio here, they are not comparable. okay? The risk to benefit ratio here is skewed in our favor, put it that way. If it goes to 0, of course we will lose, okay? But if any of these projects have got the potential that made us select them into our portfolio, then there is going to be more upside as and when the bull run comes than what we're going through at the moment. It's nothing, okay? At some point we'll be wondering what that was all about. Next up is Oasis Network. The original cost of portfolio was $120.22. Last week's price was 10 cents, and total value of portfolio was $204.41. This week's price is just under 7.5 cents, and the portfolio is sitting at $149.43. This week on week, we are down 26.9%. However, overall, we are still up 24.3%. Again, by the time we come back, depending on where the market goes, we could be in negative territory, because 24% that you've just seen, you can drop something like 26% or 40% in 1 week. So that 24% could be gone by next week when we do the review. But by the same token, things might have changed. You never know. Okay. So overall, like I said, we are up 24.3% on the Oasis network and its ROS token. Now on to Holoride. Total cost of original portfolio was $101.61. Last week's price was 22 cents. Last week's portfolio value was $129.32. This week's price is 17.5 cents. Portfolio value is $102.64. Week on week, we are down 20.6%, and overall, at the point at which we collected the figures, we're still up 1%. Next up is Minswap. Overall cost of portfolio was $99.82. Last week's price was 3 cents. Portfolio value last week was $96.50. This week's price is just under 2.5 cents. Portfolio value this week is 81 cents. Week on week, we are 16.1%. Overall, we are down 18.9%. Okay. Next up is Sundae Swap, another Cardano DEX, which is part of our 2K to 100K challenge portfolio. Overall cost of portfolio was $111.71. Last week's price was just over 3 cents. Portfolio value last week for Sundae Swap was $107.56. This week's price is just over 2.5 cents. Portfolio value is $90.84. Week on week, we are down 15.5%. Overall, we are down 18.7%. Next up is Trader Joe and its Joe token and Avalanche DEX. Original portfolio cost was $123.72. Last week's price was 39 cents. Original portfolio value last week was $126.41. This week's price is 27 cents. Portfolio value this week is $88.19. We are down 30.2%. Okay, that's a massive drop. Overall, we are down 28.7%. Okay. Next up is ImmutableX. Original portfolio cost was $110.11. Last week's price was $1.15. Portfolio value was sitting at $114.88. This week's price is 86 cents from $1.15 from last week. Overall portfolio value this week is $86.09. Week on week, we are down 25.1%. Overall, we are down 21.8%. Next up is Star Atlas. Original portfolio cost $117.63. Last week's price was just under 1 cent. Total portfolio value was $114.76. This week's price is 0.7%. Portfolio value this week is $96.38. Week on week, we are down 16%. Overall, we are down 18.1%. And then we go on to one of the latest additions in NearProtocol. Portfolio cost was $104.61 when you open positions. Our last week's price was $5.81. The portfolio value last week was $116.36. This week's price has seen quite a drop. It's now $4.45, and our portfolio value is $89.16. Week on week, there is a drop of 23.4%. Overall, we are down 14.8%. Then finally, our latest addition in World Mobile Token. Portfolio value, when you open the position, this was not available last week, so it's just the original cost versus this week. Our original cost base was $100 when you opened our position. This week's price is 20.6 cents. Portfolio value this week is $90.47. There is no week-on-week comparison there, but overall we are down 9.5%, which if you want, you could say it's 9% versus the original cost of the portfolio when we first opened the portfolio. So as you can see, across the board, the crypto market and financial markets full stop. It's been a challenging week, and the financial headwinds seem to be here with us, and it seems like it will continue. Our portfolio at the moment is down from the original cost, $1,997.41 to $1,770.72. It's down approximately 11.5%. So any thoughts, guys? Do you have any of those projects within your own portfolios? Can you see any strong projects coming through during this bear run? Because this is when you see the great performers and the poor performers. They come through during this period. Those that are driven by speculation alone, you can see they will just plummet as and when. For example, what's happening with the Rose token, the Oasis network, it gained quite a lot, and also it's going to draw back quite a bit as well. So it's come down by quite a bit. Okay, even though we're still in positive territory, you can tell most of the gains were down to speculation, okay, or speculative players. Having said that, some people will say take profit with the amounts that we are talking about here. It's worth holding. Be patient. Unless you are doing something totally different, then of course, if you do decide to take profits, it's up to you. But for the purposes of the 2K to 100K challenge, it's premature to start jumping into things like that. You won't get anywhere. It's not worth the hassle. Okay, jumping in and chopping and changing your portfolio. Let it be if you can. That's what I'll do. What are you going to do? Do your own research and follow your own plan. This is our own plan here, Sage5.tv. Again, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe as well as smash that notification bell. Until next time, this was your 2K to 100K challenge portfolio progress update with your host, FD for Sage5.tv. Signing out for now. Until next time, bye.